Okay, real quick with this CHZ setup. So I'd posted this on the 27th, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, something like that. A lot of these setups, you're going to need to chart them and set alerts, right? So this is a situation where you got an aggressive buy down here. Aggressive buy, it's tough right now. It's like, what is Bitcoin going to do? What is Bitcoin going to do? If Bitcoin pumps, these BTC pairs will drop, okay? If Bitcoin drops, these BTC pairs may actually move higher or stay the same, as long as it doesn't dump completely crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's not really about Bitcoin. The point here is like there's a little uncertainty. What's Bitcoin going to do, right? Anyways, so it's tough with these aggressive buys, but you can't be scared of what Bitcoin's going to do all the time. You have to just manage your risk, and so to do so, you put your stop loss down here below this big pattern. Okay, so I had a high risk buy, so be patient. You could have bought here, and the price action moved lower, and you would have been potentially, oh, I'm losing money. I'm worried. But if you look, you got a nice triangle here. Like this is about as good as it gets as far as a pattern goes, right? So notice there's a smaller falling wedge inside of a larger falling wedge, really common. Okay. So potentially, the reason why I want to make this video is they don't necessarily always explode right off the bat. Sometimes they'll come down here like it did over here, come down here and kind of just curve slowly higher. But when the 200 simple, when this yellow line comes in, look at all the altcoin setups. When the price action gets close to the 200, you get this explosive move to the upside. Then it starts to pop. So down over here again, you would have got your high risk buy and you would have been taking losses. You got to be patient. As long as it doesn't break below here, right? This is kind of like a midterm hold type strategy, but it's just like we're right. It's tough. Essentially what you're doing here is you're calling the bottom of these altcoins, and you don't want to make a habit of that, right? So it's kind of like, oh, we're right there. So you have to be the person, only you can judge yourself, your risk tolerance, as far as these trades go. So again, you would have nailed this aggressive buy, this retrace. If it may have not gotten down here, it may have just gotten a retest, and you would have missed the move here, right? So you have to decide, well, I'm willing to take a little bit of a loss and then just be patient because it might not get down here. At least with your high risk buy, you got your order filled. Your aggressive buy might not have got filled. Buy the breakout. This is a safe way, but you miss a lot of this initial move. Okay, you missed this initial move. If you're new, start with and concentrate on buying the breakout. It's frustrating. You get a lot of fake outs. Look at this. One fake out. This would have been a fake out. This would have been a fake out. You get a lot of fake outs, but it's good for repetition. Okay, when this market gets really good, it's important at that point. We got to get you up to speed before these altcoins really start taking off. So the repetition, these breakouts start happening. When the market's strong, like they just continue. You're hitting target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4. You're getting, basically the price just keeps climbing, right? Because you're on this uptrend of the market cycle. So this is an entire market cycle, right? So this is accumulation down here, mark down, mark up, distribution, mark down, accumulation. It's called accumulation for a reason. This is where the whales, smart money, institutions pick up, okay? And then it starts to take off. Okay, so here we are, accumulation. All right, CHG just popped earlier. Let me show you this chart. So right now, it's like I said, I want to make this video. There's falling wedges everywhere. Okay, so look at this previous falling wedge. You got this little rounded bottom. It didn't immediately just explode. Kind of hit this trend line and just slowly curled higher, right? And then, boom, took off. These moving averages came under and kind of catapulted it. This is 12-hour. You might get an inverse head and shoulders down here. You might get a little double bottom, like that's what you got here, a little double bottom, okay? And again, you see the 200 simple comes in and boom, it explodes. Now, potentially you're up 30% if you would have got in on this aggressive buy, right, and sold the top. A lot of variables here, right? So it's going to cool off. It's going to come back down here. Maybe it just kind of meanders. Is it going to close above the 200 or below the 200? Okay, above the 200 is a good sign of an uptrend. Let's say it doesn't, and let's say it pulls back here. It's going to move sideways, and then boom, it's going to pop. Now this run-up's not going to be as big as this one or as big as this one. They progressively get a little bit smaller, okay? at some point, potentially, these altcoins take off and this breaks higher. And then you got, a huge move, 2x gains out of CHZ. But you got to put your stop loss down here. If Bitcoin does something crazy, and you have to manage your risk, you have to have a stop loss in place on every single trade, right? You put it below the pattern, okay? And then if it's in your risk tolerance, if you're new, like these aggressive buys, wait on these, okay? Because there's a lot of little things you need to be able to understand. Like down here, you got possible bearish divergence. Do you know what that is? Is it, it's possible for a reason. Why is it not confirmed? Like things like that, you're going to learn over time. We'll get you up to speed. Watch some videos. You're going to get up to speed. You're going to be trading. You saw the numbers up like 300%, 400%, 900%, 700% today. Trading with leverage, like they all started where you're at. Okay, so don't worry. Like we'll get you up to speed. This works. Don't get frustrated. This altcoin, the entire market's not amazing right now. It will be, and it gets a lot easier to trade. It's a lot more fun when this market's moving. So, anyways, the point of this is you got falling wedges everywhere, and they're not exploding. So you have to decide: do you want to try to catch these little run-ups and catch these little 5 or 7% gains, or do you want to just sit there and kind of let it move sideways and be real patient? It's going to seem like, hey man, nothing's going on. I'm sitting here. Most of the people in this group are not day traders. On a lot of these coins, you can sit it and forget it and just let them kind of ride along here. So it's important to remember, Bitcoin trading pairs, all BTC pairs, listen, if Bitcoin pumps, these will dump most of the time. If Bitcoin dumps, normally these Bitcoin trading pairs, all BTC pairs, don't get hit very hard. A lot of times they stay even. Sometimes they get a little bit of a pullback, but not like if Bitcoin pumps. This is a comparison of CHZ to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin pumps, CHZ doesn't. It's going to look like a giant red candlestick on this chart, right? USDT pairs are going to run with Bitcoin, rise with Bitcoin, fall with Bitcoin, okay, for your altcoins. It's important to understand that idea. So again, I want you guys to decide, do you want to be patient and just wait? And when you get a pump like this, let's say you're sitting here holding this coin, right? You got your aggressive buy, you're sitting here holding this coin. You want to sell, you get a huge run, 30% run up. Yeah, you want to probably take some profit off that guy. It's going to pull back. Also, another idea real quick with CHZ. So let's say you got, here's the breakout right here. Well, look, it pumps crazy, but this does it all the time. Might not even be a confirmed breakout. We just have to see. You got your countdown timer over here, right? You see all these little fake outs? Like that would catch all retail. Retail's buying those, and retail's taking a loss. Breakout buyers, right? So wait for confirmation, just like today with Bitcoin. So here's your lower trend line. Now on the hourly time frame, you're not going to see this. It's so tough to see this pattern because you got to slide the pages over. Now, look at this falling wedge, previous falling wedge, same exact type thing. Falling wedge, you would have drawn it like this. You would have drawn a falling wedge here. Okay, here we are. We can't see what's over here because it hasn't happened yet, let's just say. And then see how it comes down, and it doesn't really explode. What it does is you would have probably drawn your pattern like this, right? You'd have probably drawn it like this. And it would have looked like, yeah, you got this little pop and then it rolls over. Okay, but actually what it is it comes down here and it puts a little bottom in, double bottom in. Okay? But in order to see this, you got to be on the higher time frame so you can see the chart. You can't see this whole chart. Right, so you come out here to the, maybe like, let's go to the 4-hour chart, and you can fit more of the pattern on the screen, and you can see like this might not even be the bottom, but based on this trend line, there's a good chance it is, right? But you always want to think, okay, well, if it broke down, if Bitcoin does something crazy, like technically one of these could be the bottom. Let me talk to you about these blow-off tops. So when you get these crazy parabolic gains to the upside, crazy. Like you get these are called blow-off tops. You see this? You get these huge parabolic price rises, and people take profits at the top. If this happens ever with Bitcoin, with any altcoin, you got to sell it because it's retracing. Like look at this. This ran up and then gave back 70, 80% of its gains. Same thing here, 70, 80% of its gains. How do you know that? You can pull Fibonacci retracement levels. Pull your fib from here. And you can see, look, it ran up and it gave back 80% of its gains. It ran up and it gave back 80% of its gains. Like Bitcoin does this too. It's like below the 786. Okay, so if you see these blow off tops, do not be a holder. Gotta take your profits, man. This is somebody else taking your money right here. This is somebody else taking your money. Go to Binance BTC Market and see, like you can see right now, you got quite a few double-digit green coins. Like these alts are starting to move. We've got a Cody set up. We have WRX as well, CHZ. We have Kava. We have Band. We have ARPA. We have a ton of these setups, right? We have a ton of these setups. But make sure and trade this market accordingly. If there's a ton of green coins, if you got 6 or more green coins, you're going to get some decent movement on all these altcoins. Like these breakouts are going to break out. They're not going to be a bunch of fake outs. You only have 2 or 3 green coins. Do not throw a bunch of money at this market and expect huge returns. If you're new to the group and there's 3 double-digit green coins, I'd take the day off from trading and study, right? Because it's so much easier to trade when sometimes there's a page full of double-digit. Got 30%, 20% all over the place. Like on those days, that's the days to trade and use bigger position sizes. Open up bigger positions on days where it's good to trade, right? On these days where it's tough, you got to manage your risk with stop losses, and then you got to trade with smaller amounts, right? You can't go all in on shady days where there's 2 or 3 double-digit green altcoins and expect for huge returns, right? So again, there's a lot to this. We're going to get you up to speed. Everybody that was posting those 200 and 300% returns earlier today, like I remember teaching them like, hey, this is a triangle. These are the videos. Please watch them. Same thing's going to happen with you guys. Like you got to take this seriously. This is a business. It will change your life forever. Glad to have you guys in the group. Talk to you soon.